We're live.
Hello.
Hey everybody, how you doing? We're coming to you live from Wildrose Brewery, as we do every Wednesday.
Beautiful Griffith, Indiana.
Beautiful Griffith, Indiana. So, it's kind of hopping here tonight.
It's always happened.
Yeah. They have some new art, and I actually brought my GoPro with me. Our new GoPro. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to upload the video I shot of some of the art, which is kind of neat. They just changed it out. So
The art's kind of neat. I'm not a big fan of the subject matter, although it's very cool. I think they said tragedy is the kind of theme overall for some of the artwork, and some of it makes me very, very sad, but it's also very beautiful at the same time, and makes me want to go out and do something, be proactive about the world.
Yeah, well, proactive. It is kind of dark art.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
There's a lot of it that's kind of sad and everything, but it's very mind-provoking, and
right.
Like I said, it makes me want to go out there and be a better person.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting they opted to go with this theme, but yeah. But yeah, we love it here. We love it. And we've had one heck of a last couple of weeks. We've had some great shows with great people on. Let's see, we had Sheriff David Reynolds, and then we also had Sean Lewis. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was.
And Zach Gibson today.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's been one heck of a last couple of weeks. So, and that's one thing we're finding is we've got some other guests lined up. They're pretty exciting. We're going to share with you. It's we just talked to someone right before we left here that I think it's going to be good for everyone to tune in. As soon as we firm up schedules and everything, well, we pretty much firmed up the schedule.
It's the end of summer, and I think that's part of the issue is trying to get everybody's schedule wrapped around being able to come on a Wednesday night or a Thursday afternoon or whatever, but we're going to get there. We're going to get out that schedule, let everybody know what's coming up. I think it'll be easier when September hits, but we do have some good shows still coming up this month.
Yep, and one thing that we're going to try to do, although we try to do shows about local people and local happenings, like we did today, which was awesome. In fact, yesterday
with the breweries and the coffee places. And everything.
Oh yeah, that was a great conversation. We talked about coffee shops, and brewing, and how they all work together and collaborate together, which was kind of an awesome conversation because it's kind of interesting to me because you have all these craft breweries that start popping up. Then you have these, I call them eclectic type coffee places.
Yep.
They're unique. They're really founded in the arts. They believe firmly in having art display at all times.
Arts and community. Because they're local and they care about the people they serve.
And we talked about that difference between these locally owned coffee shops and the S word.
Well, and other large.
Yeah, and other large coffee shops. There's a couple of them, but what we find kind of interesting is every time we go into them, whether it be Sip, Fluid, or Grindhouse, they're busy. I mean, the S's in the world don't affect them as much as you would think, so they've been chunking away.
They wouldn't be here without the S's and the other companies.
And I think the reason why is because they do have unique products that no one offers. You can't find a rocket fuel anywhere else. You can't find some of the stuff that they have at Grindhouse. You can't find a Thin Mint, which is my favorite at Sip.
And my lavender lemonade.
And then don't even get in talking about the food. The food at all three of those places is just
they all are
off
different
the wall.
and unique and amazing.
And so you try to compare that to a national chain. National chain, to me, just can't compete with that. I mean, the food
just like
is...
small town roasters,
right?
And small town coffee, they're... Like we were talking, all their coffees, because we subscribe, I get it every 2 weeks. I get a new bag delivered to the house, and we get to try them. We've had Brazilian, Tanzanian, Ethiopian, Brazilian, Colombian, all different types. And you can, because it's so fresh and so new. You can taste all those flavors and everything that you don't normally.
And it's an art form in itself. Them selecting the beans, and we heard them talking about the pollinization of the coffee beans and the growing to simulate all these tastes. Like the one that had tobacco, caramel taste, and coca taste all
Guatemalan. That was our new
Guatemalan.
Yes.
It
has hints of cocoa and tobacco and caramel and so good.
Which is representative of that area. Those are the products out of that area. So it's kind of unique. All these locally owned businesses flourishing and knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
I mean, you go into Starbucks, you order a sandwich. What do? They take it out of a wrap, throw it in the microwave, done.
Right.
What happens
and they have their niche. I mean, they're there. I go to that place a lot as well. I mean, it just depends on where I am at the time.
If
I'm at Target, I'm going to Starbucks. It's there.
If you wanted to, if you wanted to order like a salted caramel macchiato, whatever the hell that is.
Those are good.
Yeah, go to Starbucks. But if you want a thin mint or something like that, go to Sip. It's just refreshing to see locally owned coffee shops with employing people locally that are smashing the competition, national competition. It's great to see, and it should be celebrated more. And that's what that kind of
small town,
and the
local
way they collaborate. To hear about how the breweries are collaborating with the local coffee shops
and wineries now are getting involved. I know Allison and Chuck were talking about they're going to be having a collaboration with a local winery. We won't talk about it until they decide to say who, but
right.
They had a tasting the other day and said it was amazing.
But that's kind of interesting in itself that the breweries go to them, the coffee shop, and really they're not roasters, but they do have a wide variety of coffees, and they're coffee experts. And Chuck is an expert at brewing enough to say, okay, this is, if you're looking for this flavor, this is probably the coffee bean you want to look for, and so that discussion we had yesterday was just phenomenal. Listen to the brewer over at Byway Brewery talk about how they create flavors in their beers, and I had to ask the question, okay, what is the category of beer that you have the widest artistic input on? And that seems to be the stouts, because they have the milk stouts, the coffee stouts, and they could experiment with flavors, which is kind of awesome. Look at that video; it's kind of neat. It's going up to about 1,200 views, I think, right now.
Wow.
Yeah, put a video out about beer and coffee.
I'm less worried about the views and more worried about the content.
That's
what's important.
The views always follow content, and so that's kind of.
Show.
And if there's anything out there that you want us to cover, let us know.
Oh my gosh, please.
And we, other than that, we're going to try to provide content that we think would be interesting and see, so.
And we're always working to update our technology too. We've got the GoPro now, so we can go out and do some videos of places and things, and we're working on getting some stuff where we can go to events and do live, productions and things. And there's so many great organizations and events and things that are going on, or new businesses that are local that you want us to talk about and meet and get the word out there. Let us know. Go to our webpage and go to our Facebook page and tell us about it.
Yeah, or if you want to, God forbid, a politician on again.
Oh, ha, ha. God forbid. No, we love politicians. We love.
Well, when I'm saying it's.
No, we love getting the word out. We hate all the ads and everything that go on when it's that time of year. But at the same time, we want our listeners and our viewers to know what's available out there, who's running, and what their platforms are.
Yeah, and we're getting close to the election, November election. So by all means, if there's someone that you want to see on the show that. That's one thing.
Or if you're running and you want to come on and talk about your platform, please.
Yeah, that is one thing I think that you guys, if you will, when we have a guest on the show, we're doing the Facebook Live. Ask questions or ask them ahead of time if you know, and we'll make sure that they get asked. So
yeah, if you see a promo that we have somebody coming up and you're like, I'd like to know about this, let us know, and we'll make sure to ask those questions.
Right. Yeah. So don't feel ashamed to ask a question or send the Bill and Kelly Show a message and say, hey, what about this? Can you do this? That's right now. We're just, like I said, we're going to start pulling content, and we've got some. Yeah, one thing we are going to do is pull in some people from Chicago that we feel are entertaining. So we want to make this not only supportive about the community, but also make it entertaining. And that, like Sean Lewis, that was great. Oh, that was fun.
He's great.
That was fun. Listen to him talk about WGN and Tom freaking Skilling.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of celebrity friends that I know through our old-time radio. And I go to Kalamazoo to the big convention, and two of them have agreed to do a phone-in interview sometime with us and talk to us about things. And so we're looking forward to figuring out a time to be able to do that, because they're on a different time zone. They're in California, so we have to work that in and find a time that they're not too busy to call in and talk to us.
Right, and I forgot to share this in our private group.
Oh, well, share away.
Yeah, sorry guys. On there.
And our friend Lenny just texted me that he just got home and his flowers are there, and they're beautiful. So. Oh
yeah, Lenny, our
friend Lenny, his wife had a knee replacement. She's having a couple little complications, but we had to send her flowers today, and he wasn't going to be home, so we had to work that out. But
yeah,
just let
Lenny's
me know
a great guy. And,
Lenny Corso, you guys who have watched our show know Lenny. He's amazing and wonderful, and we adore him.
And that's the other thing that we feel compelled to do is Lenny is a part of the Noontime Kiwanis in Valparaiso. And they're
part of veterans and everything else.
Veterans,
he's amazing.
which
he's
he
out there.
supports through the Kiwanis. That group, that Noontime Kiwanis, is phenomenal. They do a lot of support of a lot of programs, and Lenny and his twin cousin, I call it, the Lori Weisick, both of them come to us. And actually, Lori, it's not even will you please, it's Bill, we need you to do this. Yes, ma'am. You will do this. Yes, ma'am. We will do it. And so we're becoming like, and gladly so, mouthpiece for a lot of those programs. Some are like the Veterans Dinner, the Salute to the Recruits.
Absolutely.
Now we have a neat program, the Corn Roast.
Yep.
One thing that we're going to start planning with them now that is, I think is going to have a huge impact on our community.
The whole Northwest Indiana area, like right up here, it's
partnering
not just
with a group of medical professionals, physicians, dentists, obstetricians, to put a clinic together in Valparaiso next year. And you're going to be hearing more about this as we go on, and with specific dates. Optometrists.
Well, I mean, maybe they'll look at pregnant women. I don't know.
I think they are. I think they are going to have.
I'm sure they would.
But so the whole idea is to create a clinic. Oh, you okay?
Yeah, I'm done.
To create a clinic in Valparaiso to provide free medical care for I think it's going to be several days.
Yes.
And they're going to open up a clinic, and anyone that qualifies can come in and get free medical care. They could get dental work. We're going to
do a show about it. We're going to update everybody.
And so we're going to be telling you a little bit more about that and helping promote it. It's already been in the paper, but we're going to have some of the stakeholders that are going to be involved in that. And this is a year off. This is going to be happening next year around August. So we are going to...
we're going to let everybody know.
Yeah, we're going to let everyone know. So that's some of the other informational things that we're going to be doing. And, one of the things that I can't say enough is that, if anything that comes up that you think that we ought to be covering, please let us know. Let me make sure we're technically okay at getting oh, there we go. Yeah, and it's one of the things that we are looking at hard. We decided to make an investment in the show. We're going to tech up. Really, if
We're
you
gonna
saw,
geek out.
yeah, if you saw our setup, you would laugh.
I'm gonna walk away for a second because I have to cough really bad, but I'll be right back.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, poor Kelly. She has got coughs real bad. So, yeah, she just came down with this. Hey, we're real. That's one thing.
Yeah.
What happens to us, you see, right?
Yeah. Between allergies and I have sarcoidosis, and it's both kind of, I think, acting up right now.
Yeah, we keep it real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's one thing that we talk about. And the people that we're going to be having on, which we'll be sharing with you in a bit, but they're pretty influential people in the area here, in the region per se. When I began talking to them, they're kind of worried. Well, what do we do? How do we prepare? And I said, our shows are totally relaxed. We're totally laid back, and I hope you guys see that. And one of the comments that we got from someone who's been on our show after they got done, they said, wow, that was different. It's not like being on a radio show.
It wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be.
It isn't. Actually,
get that a lot too.
We're the ones that are scared. We're like sitting there with these people and, gosh, are we asking the right questions? So, yeah, that's one thing that that's what we wanted to do, is just create an environment that people can come on our show and feel totally relaxed and talk like they're friends.
Yes.
And they are. All of the people that come on the show are friends.
Can I also announce maybe what we're going to be doing on Wednesdays after our show now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, is that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's official.
Yeah, it's official.
Yes, I haven't sent out emails to all the theaters to let them know, but it is
huge.
official.
Yeah, it's huge.
So, Eric Brandt, who we all adore and who is amazing and also very involved with the Chicago Street Theater, was doing a show on WVLP called Spotlight on the Arts, and he's just so busy with his real job and working for the theater and everything else that he can no longer do it. So I am going to be taking over with Bill as my co-host, and we are going to be doing Spotlight on the Arts now for all of the different theaters and different art things that are going on in the area on WVLP. And instead of being on Thursdays like it was before, it'll be on at noontime because Recovery Radio is cutting back because their schedule is just, Megan's schedule is
Megan
nuts.
Johnson
She has
really,
such an important job, and she's just so busy. They just moved into a new building. They've got all this stuff going on. So she's going to be doing her show, Recovery Radio, one Wednesday out of the month. Right now it will probably be the first Wednesday. But then the other Wednesdays we'll be doing Spotlight on the Arts for the region and for NEDF and especially all the different theaters and everything in the region. We'll get to have on some of the actors and some of the directors and some of the performers and everything and let you see what's going on in the region and what's really exciting.
Right, and that's and that's kind of I kind of excited about that. And Eric has done this for such a long time. We should tell you that show had a special place in our heart.
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah, because this wouldn't be unless it were for me coming in one day and helping Eric out with his sound.
Yeah.
Eric is non-tech guy, and so the station manager said, "Hey,
tech
Bill,
person
can
that
you?"
comes in and does the board for him. And
right. And for those who don't know the story, because it was actually in the Post-Tribune recently.
Actually, it was.
And thanks Jerry Dowditch for doing that. But
we love you, Jerry.
Yeah. And so. Yeah, lo and behold, I met Kelly. Even though we had
been friends on Facebook, and because of Bill's show and because of me doing things on Eric's show, I knew some of the people via Facebook that are involved with WVLP. And I showed up to do an interview because I was doing You Can't Take It With You at Memorial Opera House, and my friend Piper and I, who were both in the show, showed up to do Eric's show, and lo and behold, Bill was there filling in for the guy doing the board, and that was pretty much all it took.
And we recognized each other right away because we've been Facebook friends for years.
Friends.
And I got up and, being the gentleman I am, said, "Hello, I'm Bill Brand," and Kelly goes, "I know."
That's right. I know who you are.
And I recognized her right away because I've been following her for a while.
He was stalking me.
I was stalking her.
Let's face it.
Yeah. Well, you did some neat things, traveling and.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Yeah, she's a travel agent, so yeah, busy. I mean, I
Busy,
saw pictures of you in
travel,
Ireland
and all those
and England.
different things,
Yeah. Yeah, and so I got kind of jealous. I said, wow, she's doing a lot of neat things, and yeah, now I get to do them with her sometimes.
That's right. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's work related, but sometimes it's fun.
So now here's to us, right?
Here's to us, baby.
Yeah.
We're good.
Did we
Yeah.
break a policy? No public display of affection.
Nothing. We're
Hey,
just
why don't
asking
you-
if we
here,
broke
let's
up.
introduce
over
you.
Here.
Come on.
Come over here.
Yeah.
We're live.
Yep.
We're live. Here's Sam. Everybody, say hi, Sam. She's our favorite person here.
Oh yeah, yeah. She keeps us fueled with
That's right.
beer.
I keep the
With
beer
the good
flowing.
stuff. Actually, I'll take another one of these.
Yeah.
It's a specialty thing.
Yes, the
I'm-
Fool's Errand.
Yes.
Yeah, she's great.
We love her.
Everyone's great here. I mean,
Yeah.
they've been supportive of us just like SIP has.
Everybody is, but I
Yeah.
love Sam. I have
Yeah.
a special place in my heart for her.
Yeah, yeah, she's neat. She helps us out every time we get here. So, but so yeah, that's going to be exciting. And so I get we're going to keep it the same. And you know, one neat thing is, especially with us investing in a lot of this technology, you know, in fact, that's what we're about. We're mobile. You know, that's kind of the neat thing. The person I was talking to that we're inviting later said, well, where's your studio? And I go, well,
It's wherever you want it to be.
yeah, it's kind of like that Beck song, 2 turntables and a microphone.
Oh.
Except with us, it's a laptop, a webcam, and a microphone.
There you go.
Where it's at.
Thank you, darling.
So, yeah, so that's kind of neat, and that, you know, yeah, we had a first step of that today, kind of. It's
A little bit, yes.
Yeah, a
because
little
we
bit.
had Zach on.
with
He
Zach
was
and
talking about
his show, his 2-man show.
talking about theater and talking about art,
Right.
not just
right.
theater art.
Yeah,
but
you know what?
regular
That's something.
art.
And being that, you know, we're totally I'm going to show
Okay.
Okay, so another favorite place of ours, in fact, they were on the show yesterday, Chuck and Allison Skates from the Fluid Coffee House in
The
Fluid
owner.
Coffee Bar.
Fluid
I'm
Coffee
getting
Bar
all the
in
names mixed in
Valpo.
Valpo. So I'm going to show you something that,
Right there on Lincoln Way across from the town hall.
yeah, Zach. This is some of Zach's artwork.
Yes. Oh
And
my gosh.
for those of you,
And I've known Zach for quite a while, and I had no idea. I mean, I knew the theater and exciting stuff that he does, and I had no idea that he did all this artwork and everything.
this is the Skate
What you're
family.
seeing here is nothing compared to what you see when you get there. How
But-
cool it is.
Yeah, just to let you, and that some of you that really want to know these people, they're the Skates family. Chuck and Allison Skates, who
And their
own,
kids.
and their kids. Yeah, they were on the show yesterday. They're representing their coffee shop in Valpo.
Yes, they were.
And so that was kind of neat. And that show's going on tonight.
And well, the big reception, the official reception is tonight, and it
But
goes all the way
Zach's-
through August.
Right, Zach's artwork is going to be hanging up there. If you really want to see some very interesting, now for those of you
If
who
you're
are,
afraid of clowns, I warn you in advance.
yeah, yeah, it's kind of creepy if you
Could be a
are,
little creepy, especially if you're afraid of clowns.
yeah. In fact, the portrait of the Skates family, they're all maked up, all as clowns, but in a family portrait. That is kind of neat. In fact, I've got on my
If
phone.
you
I
watch
should have
the
downloaded
show
it.
that we did with him today, you'll understand more about who Pickles is and the whole reason behind that name and the whole bit of this cool.
Yeah, he
portrait.
started talking about clowns in the woods, and
Well, that's how it started with them filming in the woods, but the whole concept of this Pickles kind of thing is.
yeah. So get out there, and for those of you around Valparaiso, cruising through Valparaiso, go out to Fluid and check out his artwork.
Oh, yeah.
Some phenomenal. We walked in, and I heard him talking about it while we're prepping for
Yeah,
the
he
show.
didn't realize that it was Zach's stuff. I knew that it was Zach's
Yeah.
artwork and everything. He didn't until we
No.
got to the studio and Zach was there talking about it. And I was like, wait, you didn't understand that?
So, let me just, thank you so, just
What?
got a text from Lenny.
Oh, from Lenny.
Yeah. Hey, Lenny. Hope you're maybe listening
he's not
out
watching
there.
right now. He's busy. He's got stuff to do.
Yeah, he
but he
probably
was
is.
texting us.
So, by the way, I hope someone's listening out there. How is the sound? Can one of you out
Please,
there?
there's somebody listening to us.
Yeah, anyone out there want to tell us how the sound is? Because I always wonder about that. We try to tune it out the best we can, but it's a public place, and I guess it's okay.
Okay.
We've got a few people out there listening.
Nobody
so.
said anything like we can't hear you.
No.
Or maybe
no.
that's the joy of it.
Now, just one comment about when is Kelly getting a new co-host?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh well. So what else do we have going on?
Oh my goodness, what else do we have going on? Well, like I said, we had that great show yesterday. We had a great show today.
Yeah. And next week we got some interesting things coming up at
We
the end of the
have
month.
some fun things coming
And
up.
then we have one celebrity queued up from in Chicago.
Yes.
She's actually been on our show before about a year ago.
Yeah, we're waiting for confirmation on when
Yeah.
we'll have her on as well.
But it is kind of interesting. I messaged her, and within a day she responded, say, "Oh yeah, I'm on.
Yeah.
I'm on again." And so she just said she's extremely busy with promotions and everything. And the one thing
Can we tell them who it is? But we just don't know exactly when she's going to be on.
I want her to
Can we
tell
say it?
her executives, because last time she told them after
I know,
the fact.
but they're not going to listen.
How do you know they're not
Well,
listening?
okay, you're right. Never mind. They could be listening.
Right now I think everyone from WGN is listening.
If they're smart, they are.
Yeah,
Larry and Robin and
yeah. Actually, I think
Marcus
Sean said he was going to
Dean.
listen to the show yesterday for background, get some background work on the story he's doing.
yeah, breweries
So-
and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I hope so.
now this person's been on before, and the thing that I remember, she coined a phrase that I love to use, and in fact I put it on her social media once. She was in a meeting with all these executives that from Chicago. Actually, they're bigger in Chicago. They own several radio stations in the United States, and she was looking at the clock. And back then, our show was on 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and she said,
Your show was because
"Yeah,
that was before me
that was
being
before
official.
Kelly, when it was just a bland show.
That's right. When it was just boring.
Yeah, it was just boring." And all of a sudden, she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've got to go. I've got to be on the Bill Moran show." And she goes, they looked at her like, "Oh my gosh, yes, you better go."
Yeah, you better go.
And she said the look on their face was priceless, like they knew who I was.
Well, no, like they didn't know who you were, but they felt like they should know who you were. So
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, the Bill Moran show. Yeah, you better go.
So we'll see if they have the same.
Oh, now they'll know.
No, yeah.
Bill and Callie show. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now we'll see. So it's kind of exciting. So we got, we have one TV celebrity that's been on, and well, now you probably guess it's a radio personality that's going to be on. But we still have to firm that up. She just said next couple of weeks we'll firm it up, and so we'll do that. But those are kind of fun. We get to hear about what their life is like, what they do, prep for their show, and so Sean's was really neat. And I love showing those slides of Sean skydiving.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's so fun. I've only been skydiving once in my life, and I did not do it tandem. I did it by myself, and I was so afraid I was going to pass out.
You did it.
When I was in college, yeah.
You did it.
I told
You
you.
went to. Oh, I thought it was tandem.
No.
You did solo?
By myself.
Did you do tandem first?
No. Not back then.
Were
They
you-
didn't do that stuff. It was like you just jump out of the plane.
Did someone
and
push
have
you
to-
out of a plane?
Oh, somebody had to push me out of the plane because I was so afraid I was going to pass out and not pull the cord that I was just going to die.
Wow, I didn't think
coming
they
down.
allowed people to do that. Wow.
Back in the day, they did. Yeah. Yeah. No more.
I know there's a couple of people
And
that
I
would
don't
want to
think I'd
push
ever
me
do
out
it
of a
again.
plane without a chute.
I can't imagine.
Oh boy. Well, So let's see what else, and what else we got going.
There's some good music going on back there, like with a really nice beat. I'm like, okay, no.
Yeah. Hey, you guys, and by all means, in fact, I think they would appreciate. We've had a couple of people show up, and but yeah, if any of you want to come out to just watch our show or be on it, I mean, seriously.
Oh, please come out. We'd love it.
Yeah, we've had a couple of people. Yeah, that's one other thing that, and I don't want this. One of the things that kind of shocks us is when we're out in, because we have no idea. We have an idea somewhat, but if you're not our Facebook friends, it just shows up as an I, and like 6 or so, and so we have no idea who's behind that I. People are watching, they're not our Facebook friends. So I happened to be at work one day, and someone was walking through, and I happened to be talking to someone, and he stopped and he goes, "Boy, does your voice sound familiar." And I go, well, and he goes, "Hold it, you're that guy in that show." And I do have a show. He said, "Yeah, I've listened to the last couple of weeks," and they started describing what we're doing. I said, "Yeah, that's kind of neat, because we have no idea. We know we could get an idea from the views, but, as far as who watches, we kind of get an idea by who shows up on the list, but that's our friends, our Facebook friends, or people who like the Bill and Kelly show. But yeah, we're running into all kinds of people out there. Yeah, it is. And
I did a show one time, and like a couple weeks later, I was shoe shopping, and a mom comes up with her little girl, and she goes, "Weren't you Mary Poppins? My daughter recognizes you." And I was like, "Oh my God, you recognize me?"
Well,
I was so excited.
When you're getting your hair done too, someone that was
that's
there.
True. Somebody recognized me from the show.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, so we're not. Yeah, this is still all new to us, so I don't know.
I always say that people confuse me with Angelina Jolie. They go, "You look so familiar." I'm like, "Well, I get that a lot."
Because after all, you are a stage legend in Northwest Indiana.
Yeah, one time somebody wrote that in and I did not pay them to put that in there, I swear. I was as shocked as anybody else, and it said Callie Rosella was a Northwest Indiana stage legend.
Now,
I have it in black and white, and I'm keeping it.
Look who they picked to do their show. Yeah, that's going to be kind of... so it's going to be the arts, theater, and the arts. That's going to be exciting, because that's a broad spectrum.
It is.
So, we're talking about... And, oh gosh, it just amazes me, and I really didn't know until I hooked up with Kelly, is how much theater is in Northwest Indiana. It's just amazing. And their awards ceremony.
And not all the theaters are members of NEDF, although they should be. But they're not all. So, I mean, you figure... There are 20 theater groups that are part of NEDF, Northwest Indiana Excellence in Theater Foundation, which if you're interested in seeing a show or would like to get involved with shows, go to NEDF.org, NIETF.org. But there are also other theaters in the area that aren't even a part of NEDF. And, I mean, you add that to the 20 that are already a part of NEDF.
Right.
And you can see so much great theater in this area without having to drive all the way to Chicago and pay the big bucks for parking and everything else.
Yeah, right.
Go see a great show here.
Oh, there's great, and the theaters are not. There's several in Chester.
Oh my
Chester
gosh! Well,
itself
there's some big theaters. There's some smaller black box theaters, and it just depends on what you want to see and where you go and what there's so many different venues that offer so many different things.
And so you have something like Memorial Opera House,
right?
And they're needed. I keep on forgetting they're needed. Right. And so you have a venue like that, but then you
Chicago
have
Street Theater,
Chicago Street Theater.
Have Beatniks on Conkey and Hammond Community Theater, which is a smaller black box theater. You've got Dinner Theater at Larkin Seal, which is at Great Oaks Banquets in Cedar Lake.
Gosh, and the food they have there.
And the food is amazing. Thank you, Tom. You have such good food, and the shows are always great. We love Angie and Paul. We've got Genesius Guild, which is right there at a church. We also have the Valparaiso Theater Company, which is also usually doing their productions in a church for the venue. So you have big theaters, you have small theaters, you have different types of venues, but they're all amazing. And then Needif does things like Art in the Park, and they do things at the beach where, if you're at the Indiana Dunes, they have excerpts of some of the shows and things that are going on. So the arts are everywhere.
So we're looking forward to that. That's kind of exciting for me, and I bet it is for you. Yeah, talking to your peers.
Talking to my fellow actors in the area and directors and people I love.
I do that one thing we were talking about. I'd love to do an old-time radio show on our show.
Well, maybe we can do that sometime.
And you know why?
Oh, I know why. Yeah, because somebody wants to play a gangster, and only a gangster. Because I do old-time radio, and now he's got the bug. And
yeah. Well, yeah, I could so do that. I can. Yeah. And I still say that character can fit into any script.
Yeah.
Whether it be a romantic comedy or Romeo and Juliet.
There's always got to be some gangster that just comes in the middle of a kissing scene and goes, we're going to rub the guy out, or whatever.
Hey, your parents came to have me talk to you, okay, son? It's like this. We're going to take you outside, explains to you how it's going to be. And we're going to put the screws to you. That's my... I just want to do...
Don't make me laugh. It hurts.
I just want to say that in some play. We're going to put the screws to you.
Okay. We'll write a show just for you.
Yeah. So, hey, when we're up in Michigan, they said they're going to write me in.
That's true. That's true.
I'm not sure what that was all about, but they're going to write me into something.
That's right.
Great fun.
Write you right into a box.
Yeah, I'll play someone who got hit by a gangster.
That's right.
Yeah. Post.
Everybody cry for the poor gangster that got shot.
Yeah, there's Bugsy in the box over there.
Yeah.
Here's to you, Bugsy. That's the only role I have is playing a dead guy in the casket. Oh man, I guess that's about it. And tomorrow we'll be doing our events that are happening, and we'll be doing the weather. So far, it looks like we don't have a guest. There is possibly someone lined up, but then after that, of course, we'll have some guests coming up.
Yeah.
But
this has been a hard week.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week. So, I don't know. That's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah. So
short show, but
yeah, that's. You okay?
Dying. Yeah.
She's dying.
I am. I'm dying.
All right. So
I'm
that's
gonna be
it.
the one in the box, so you're gonna be fine.
All right. So. Oh man.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Just don't cough in the mic.
I won't.
It's too expensive.
Yeah, I know.
James all over it.
I know. Yeah.
We're gonna have to put the screws to you.
Yeah, I know.
All right. With that, we're gonna let you guys go, and we'll be at SIP tomorrow at 1:00, and we will do our typical events. We'll do the weather, and maybe we'll have something firmed up that we could share with you on our schedule. So with that, we're gonna sit back and have some beers here and enjoy the. I'll probably have some dinner too.
I'm gonna get one of their good burgers. Yeah.
Oh man,
so good. And their yummy fries with the Parmesan.
Yeah, fries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, we'll let you guys go, and please, if you guys come up with any ideas other than that, we're gonna.
Oh yeah, please, let us know things.
Or
that you'd
comments
like to
about
see
the
and
show,
do.
anything.
Yep.
Kelly needs a new co-host.
No.
Bill should go behind the camera.
No, not at all.
All right, with that, we'll let you guys go, and please, if you don't tune in tomorrow, have a great day, great weekend.
Great weekend.
It's going just to give you an idea. If you don't listen tomorrow, it's kind of weird. We got this high pressure area sitting up north, and it's kind of like, I think I'm gonna. No, I'm not going to go down. I'm going to go down. And so until that happens, we're going to have a continued possibility of rain all the way up to Saturday morning until it finally decides to come down and join the crowd. And then we'll truly have a clearing out, and we'll have clear skies. But the nice thing about that, looking forward from Saturday on, we're going to have like high 80s. Like that's perfect.
Perfect weather to go to the Lake County Fair.
Yeah. 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 So, all right, we'll see you guys, and you guys have a great night, great week, and great weekend.
Talk to you later.
Patty says, "Hi, guys."
Hi, Patty.
Hey, Patty. All right, we'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm assuming that's Patty Ish and my sister, right?
Patty. Yep. Patty.
Patty Moore? Yeah.
Mhm.